There are a lot of fun fall 2025 fashion trends to talk about, but in this video, I specifically wanted to focus on what I feel is most wearable, most relatable, most realistic, especially if you are over 40. I'm also doing something slightly different this time around. When I was a magazine editor, I'd always pull these fall fashion edits together and specifically show runway images, but it's kind of a little bit harder to digest and see how to translate it in real life. So I'm going to show you actual items to shop. It will all be linked in the description box below if you are interested. I just kind of feel like that's a little bit more relatable and easier to see how you can translate the trends into real life if you can see the actual items you're shopping for. And with all that being said, let's jump right into the trends. Kicking things off with denim, and it's been a long time since I've talked about denim trends here on my channel because I tend to be a little bit more of a skirt and a dress girly. However, I think you guys are going to be really excited to see this first particular trend, which is the return of skinny boots and skinny flared and even like a skinny straight leg jean. If you have not been on the wide leg jean trend, which is totally fair, I understand this trend is a little bit hard to pull off because it does make your hips look a little bit wider. It just creates an overall boxier figure. And especially if you're petite, it can be a little bit harder to pull off. So I totally get if you did not love that trend. But skinnies, super skinnies especially, they're definitely not it. Skinny boot cut, skinny flare, and even the skinny straight, I feel like is an excellent compromise. These jeans tend to be skinny through your hip and your thigh area. And then we have a little bit of room either at the ankle or flare out a little bit. And I feel like this is a lot more wearable. It's a lot more approachable. It's a lot more realistic and palatable, especially if you really love skinny jeans and you feel a little bit better in something that's tighter throughout your hips and thighs. For me personally, I prefer a skinny straight or a skinny boot. I'm definitely one of those people where I feel like the wide leg being a little bit on the shorter side just makes me look like twice as big as I actually am. But with these types of jeans, they're just a little bit tighter on the hips and the thigh areas, so you're not adding any extra bulk there, but it still looks fashion forward and on trend. If you've watched any of my videos before, you are going to be shocked that I'm including this one on my wearable trends list, but hear me out. It's barrel jeans, and I've told you many times that I hate barrel jeans, and I stand by what I said previously. However, they're still around, they're not going anywhere, and they are a lot less exaggerated and a lot less dramatic, hence me saying that they are now actually a lot more wearable than they were before. So if you've been kind of curious about this trend or waiting to see if it stuck around before investing, now might be a time that you may want to think about trying it out because, like I said, they're a lot less exaggerated than we were seeing before. I found these Old Navy jeans. These are a lot more relaxed and they're under $50, so a really great affordable find if you kind of want to dip your toe into this trend. And I also found this pair from Quince that I feel like it's barely a barrel, also under $50, but like I said, they're a lot less dramatic, they're a lot less full barrel, so you're not fully committing. This trend in particular, if you've been curious about, now might be the time that you give it a go. Another hot denim trend for fall, which I have a feeling that you're either going to love or hate, is that we're seeing a lot of embellished jeans or jeans with crystals and studs. Some of them have like a rocker kind of vibe with studs on them. Some of them have a dressier vibe with crystals. Again, I feel like you will either love or hate this one. I actually think this one can be fun because it's a statement jean, and jeans are a staple in a lot of our wardrobes. And if you are looking for something for a date night or something a little bit dressier, I think this one can be actually a really fun one to try. I do have a lot more jean trends to cover, but it'd be way too much for this video. So if you are interested in seeing a dedicated one all about denim, be sure to drop the word denim in the comments below. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the tops and the silhouettes that we're going to be seeing this season, starting off with lace and sheer. And I feel like I'm just repeating myself every time I mention sheer, but it's definitely not go away. I'm lumping it in with lace because it does often show up together. On the runways, we saw a lot of black and white lace, and a lot of black in particular, kind of like this gothic romance kind of look. So you will see a lot of black, a lot of white, a lot of lace details, sometimes with or without mesh. You'll see it a lot in your tops and your skirts too. Some of the fashion girlies are wearing lace skirts over their jeans. I'm not going to say that that's a wearable trend. I'm just letting you know that that's what's happening. But I think that lace skirt is definitely a very classic style that's very wearable and that anybody can approach. I even found one at Target that was under $35, lace trimmed. It's just very classy, very elegant. It's just a timeless pick. And if you're going to a wedding event this season or a formal event, then you're also going to see a lot of cocktail dresses and wedding guest dresses with these lace and sheer detail. This next one is another love or hate, and hear me out, just like you did with the barrel jeans, and it is peplum tops. Now, Peplum tops, kind of like the barrel jeans, I'm seeing them a lot less exaggerated right now. They used to be like this really big flouncy thing. There are some of those, but there are some that are a lot more subtle. And the reason I'm including them on the wearable list for you to consider this time around is because I feel like we've kind of been stuck in two options for tops. That's crop tops or boxy tops. And crop tops, I'm not going to get into why they're not exactly wearable because I think it's fairly obvious. And boxy tops, it's kind of the same thing. Like sometimes boxy tops can make you look boxy, and it's not always the look that we want or we're going for. Peplum, however, it's not a crop top, but it still adds some shape. I like how it nips you in at the waist. If you want to experiment with it, I feel like this is a good season and there's some good options to try that are a little bit less dramatic, a little less flared. And again, they nip you in at the waist, so I like how they add a little bit of shape there. We're also seeing peplum in blazers too, which is kind of fun. Like I said, it's a little bit more of that fit and flare style. This next trend may or may not surprise you, and it is animal print. And last year we got deep into the traditional animal print of leopard, but this season we are going a little bit further into the animals. And we're seeing a lot of cow print, a lot of zebra print, and a lot of tiger print too. Now, me personally, I prefer this as an accessory trend. I think that this is one of those that, whether it's your shoes or a belt or a handbag, I think this is a lot of fun with an accessory just because except for today, I tend to not really embrace really bold prints. This is an exception. I think this dress that I'm wearing now is the first print I've bought in like years. I just never really buy prints, but I thought this one was kind of like bold and fun and different. But anyways, going on a tangent, zebra print, cow print, tiger print in particular, you will notice that a lot of the cow print is in these chocolatey hues, which really is embracing fall's chocolate brown everything trend. Zara had this really cute zebra print set, which is very statement worthy. Like I said, you either love something like this or you hate it. It's definitely not for everybody. Seeing a lot of skirts as well. And like I said, in the shoes I think are the most approachable way to dip your toe into this trend if you like it. Peter Pan collars are also really popular right now. I think this one tends to be a little bit more of a girly trend. We're seeing this with the thin collar, but also thicker ones with a lot of detail as well. If you are not sure if you're gonna buy into this trend, then you can fake it with a dickie and basically turn any sweater or top that you have into a Peter Pan collar. I found one on Amazon for literally under $10. So it's a great way to try the trend, if you will. But we're definitely seeing a lot of these in our blouses, in short sleeve sweaters. Another neckline trend that I wanted to highlight that you may have noticed is specifically your funnel neck and your mock necks, especially in sweaters and knits. This one is really great as we head into the winter season. It's September when I'm filming this, so it's hard for me to think about winter, but for some of you, I guess you might be getting winter soon. But even if you're not, you will see a lot of funnel neck and mock necks and sleeveless knits too. I personally love sleeveless knits. If you live somewhere like I do, like Arizona, let's say Florida, Texas, someplace that's really, really hot, I think the funnel and mock neck in the sleeveless is a great way to kind of get winter vibes without going full in with a turtleneck that you're going to be sweating in. And they're really easy to layer too. A lot of people don't like turtlenecks. I hate when things are touching my neck. Like it just, I don't know, it just gives me this feeling. I just despise it. So if you feel like that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, then you may like a funnel or a mock neck. It's sophisticated, it's elegant looking, and it's practical for the winter season too. Like I said, we have a ton of trends to cover on this list today, but I want to switch gears a little bit and get into some outerwear and what you can expect to see as far as outerwear trends go. I would say that the hero of the season is definitely the trench coat. It's not like the trench coat goes out of style. This is really a classic timeless piece. This is both in your regular and your cropped length, so pick your poison. Maybe you already have a regular one and you'd be interested in adding a cropped one to your outerwear. There's plenty of those to choose from this time around. I've seen some people posting online about like, oh, it's not a slim silhouette right now, it's oversized. Listen, if you've got a Burberry trench in the back of your closet, dig it out, still wear it. You do not need to buy a looser fit unless you really want to. It's fine. It's a trench coat. It's totally timeless. Another outerwear trend that I feel is particularly wearable and fun is the collarless jacket. Now, the lady jackets have been in style, I would say like the last 2 years or so, and I really, really love a lady jacket. So you'll see a lot more of those, but it's not just lady jackets now. You'll also see it in denim jackets, like collarless denim jackets. I've seen some leather ones as well. I really love the collarless jacket. I think it's so wearable and so chic, and it's a great alternative to the blazer. It's not like a blazer goes out of style, There's definitely time and place for it. However, I do feel like a blazer can sometimes feel too structured or too stuffy or maybe too formal for whatever it is you're going to. And you want a third piece, but you don't want to be in this big coat. And the collarless jacket just really, really fills in that gap, especially for me in my wardrobe. I think it's also a little bit dressier than a cardigan. Right now, we're wearing cardigans as tops, not so much of those open long duster cardigans anymore. So this one really fills that gap between if you don't want to wear a blazer and you don't want to wear a cardigan, but you don't want to wear a coat, then the collarless jacket is really where it's at. Can you tell I like collarless jackets? I feel like I just made a whole case for them. Two more trends I wanted to highlight real quick. Bomber jackets are still in. They are very effortlessly cool. If you have more of a sporty casual style, then definitely consider picking one of those up. And one to consider if you don't have one yet is a faux fur coat. Now, faux fur coats, I had to say it slowly because it's could be hard to say, have been in for a while now. And I will tell you from personal experience, because I had one that was gifted to me, I think last year or the year before, that I actually got a lot more wear out of this than I thought I would. This is kind of one of those things that I didn't know I needed because it goes really well for dressy occasions. If you're doing a winter date night and you're wearing a black dress, or maybe you're going to a wedding or you're going to some other formal event, the faux fur coat makes a statement. It looks nice with dressier outfits. And like I said, I feel like it filled a void in my closet that I had no idea that I needed. So these come in longer ones. They come in cropped ones as well. If you've been considering getting one this season, I think that you'll find it's a lot more versatile than you think. We are breezing right through. I want to talk about some of the textures to watch out for this fall and winter. And I would say that the texture story right now is all very, very touchable fabrics. So what does that include? Suede. Suede has been definitely like the star of this fall and last fall as well. And it's in everything from shoes, handbags, jackets. Like suede is just the star of the season. You're also seeing a lot of velvet, very, very touchable fabric. Velvet isn't like a surprise. It always comes around during winter time, but that one's definitely at the forefront. We're also seeing a lot of fringe. Now, fringe, I don't know if you consider this one quote unquote wearable, but I just wanted to point it out to you because some of you I know really like it. Others may not, and that's okay. But it is something that we're seeing a lot of this fall and winter. And faux leather and pony hair are also having a moment. The pony hair in particular is one that you may notice that comes alongside with the animal print. So like pony hair shoes, pony hair accessories, just like I said, really touchable fabric. If I were to pick one piece, it would definitely be a suede handbag or suede shoes. Either one of those are going to be really, really hot this season. I got this navy suede handbag from my husband for Christmas a couple years ago, and I used it like a handful of times. And all of a sudden, I've been reaching for it nonstop. It's like my handbag of the season because it's the color navy, which is really, really in right now, and suede, which is really in right now. And I'm finding so much use out of it. So I would say that if you're going to go for one thing, let it be a suede shoe, maybe a suede handbag, maybe a jacket. That's probably the more of the moment trendy piece of the season. We cannot talk about fall fashion trends without talking about shoes. Of course, boots, because we always get excited for boots in the fall season. And I think you'll be really excited to hear about the return of the riding boot. I definitely think this is the most wearable fall shoe that there could be. It's just so versatile. Yes, you can wear them with your skinny jeans. I mean, I wouldn't wear them with a super glued jegging type of jean, but you can wear them with a skinny jean or like the skinny straight where it's stuffed in and leggings. This is very on trend. It's very wearable. I saw it a lot with this whole old English country vibe look that's kind of going on. So that's kind of what's bringing the riding boot forward. But like I said, I think this one's wearable. It's timeless. It's very, very classy and elegant, and one that I think that you'll like to see this season. Western silhouettes are also still at the forefront when it comes to boots. The cowboy boot has been in for the last few years, but it's definitely shifted a little bit. So it's a lot less embellished. It's a lot less obvious that it's a cowboy boot. So you'll notice that it just has cowboy boot Western influences, and you'll see that in the shape of the heel or the shape of the boot itself, or even small details, but it's not quite as embellished as we've seen in years past. Not saying that you can't still wear your cowboy boots. If you have them, that's fine, and that's your style, then that's totally great. But if you've not liked so much of a cowboy boot, but you want something that sort of dips your toe in the trend, you might like this styled down version with more Western inspired silhouette and detail. Unsurprisingly, I'm going to add suede boots to this list. I've already said a lot about suede boots. Suede sneakers are also very in. As far as flats go, Mary Janes, especially with the double buckle, are very, very on trend, and loafers too. particularly loafers with little ruffled socks and skirts, which I know you're going to come at me and tell me that that's not wearable. And I don't know, you either kind of love or hate that one. I've always secretly liked it for some reason, but it's kind of like a girly look, which again, it's not really for everyone. But loafers are also an option if you are looking for something that's not the slim, low retro sneaker that we've been wearing. It's still very in, but if you want something a little bit more polished, then I think the loafer or a Mary Jane is a good alternative. And if you want to see a dedicated shoe trends video, also drop that in the comments below. I wanted to touch on a few accessory trends, just kind of on a high level on what we're seeing. The first one I wanted to call attention to was pendant necklaces, because we haven't seen pendant necklaces in a really, really long time. Now, I'm not saying go through your closet and dig out your old like Kendra Scott necklace with the big bright thing. Maybe I'm just talking about my own peach Kendra Scott necklace that I had, but I'm sure you might have had one of those big turquoise ones. I'm not saying that that is particularly in, but these are a lot more elegant and minimalist in design. So if you love pendant necklaces, you'll be happy to see that they're back in this season. Slouchy handbags are also really popular instead of these structured bags. We had a lot of the crossbody bags. We had a lot of really structured bags with the top handles. It's definitely a lot more soft handbags, a lot slouchier, squishable. It's a lot more soft this season, so that's what you'll be seeing on the handbag front. And animal textures, I mentioned this a little bit when it came to animal print and animal shoes and the pony hair. So animal textures are also showing up in the handbags. So like your snake skin, your croc effect, your pony hair, and you'll also see that in your shoes and belts. Okay, we are like cruising through and almost at the finish line. Hopefully you have enjoyed it so far. We cannot do a fall video without talking about some of the color trends of the season and kind of going over a little bit of what the color story is. So I'm sure that you will not be surprised to hear that chocolate brown is the color of the season. Chocolate brown is the new black. It's definitely a lot softer. I keep saying the word softer, and maybe that's what we should call it, like soft fall fashion trends or whatever, but it's a lot softer, a lot less harsh than black. I don't know if I'm coming around to chocolate brown just yet. I just feel like it's not exciting to me, but maybe it's starting to grow on me a little bit. I don't know. I kind of have like mixed feelings a little bit. If you love chocolate brown, then this is definitely your season. It's in literally everything. Even when I was talking about the animal prints and I was looking for this video, it's just all very much leaning into the chocolate brown. Purple is actually popping off this season as well. I think this is a color we haven't seen dominating for a while now, so that's kind of exciting and new. Soft pink, which obviously I love. I don't know why anybody says that soft pink has gone out of style. Like millennial pink has just gotten a new name every season basically, and it's not gone out of style because a lot of girls love pink. A lot of women, a lot of us just love pink. With it being in the fall, however, people are kind of like, oh, can I wear pink in the fall? Yeah, you can. It looks really beautiful paired with burgundy. A couple other colors that are standing out. Red is really dominating this season. Green is also very popular, especially this highlighter kind of lime green, or like there's just like two shades of green in particular that are really dominating. And navy, I feel like, is the new neutral. If you don't like chocolate brown, but you don't want to wear black because black is a little bit harsher and not as on trend, I would definitely suggest leaning into navy. Navy is a lot easier to pull off and can be really, really flattering. Whew, we got through it. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Definitely let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite trends. And if you want to see any specific videos like denims or shoes, also let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and share with a friend if it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.